1, go. Come top, go. 2, walls not 3, 2, 1, walls deep now. Walls marker. And just keep. Dodge forward, 3, on dodge forward now. Into them. Just keep it. Push him again to 3, 2, 1. Push again, and go. Drop down the stairs. F3. Just stay on them. Yeah, just cleave. Push.
Nice follow. Press on tank. That's big man.
Still low down below stairs as well.
That's 5.
It's 5.
Just drop walls of cooldown now.
Okay.
On the marker. Probably. Okay, take this tower and then I take off. GG's, boys.
Okay, they're dead, boys. Iron Hammer is ready to strike. Let's go, boys. Let's fucking go. Okay, we have no boons. Alright, we veil. Big. Okay, we go back. What is that? What is that shit that I'm witnessing on my script? What the fuck is that? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna in, boys. Okay, I'm not in. What is going on? I would pop Dwarf Elite here, but I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. They're here.
Where's it? Spike 3, 2, 1, let's go, spike it. Damage.
It's so fucking laggy.
Wow, it's laggy,
Fuck, dude.
Try to go back
Holy.
3. No,
I was in phase smash for 10 seconds, bro.
Just clip, they are moving and you know why, just clip. Clip on me, try to pull, yeah.
Bro!
Don't move, it's them. Just go, res kilt, let's push on them, 3, 2, 1, go. Try, go right side,
Bridge.
Bro!
some stuff, can you have a transfer?
Yes, of course.
Trying to heal you.
Thanks.
Okay, dodge back once, 3, 2, 1, dodge back.
And Fuse on us. Where's ready?
Damage on us. Cliff to rally.
Oh my god, dude.
Wells on them in 3, 2, 1, wells it.
Yes, with pleasure.
Let's go, dude, let's go.
Damage, clip.
Yeah, it's happening in a few.
Yo, boys, I like this class. Boys, I reckon this build's better than like yesterday's build. 100. We got an extra 3k HP, dude. We lost a little bit of power and ferocity, but we gained 3k HP. Like, there's some skills that hit you kind of hard, and there's still a lot of damage, even despite all the boons and shit and damage reduction. So having that 3k extra HP is probably worth dropping the little bit of power and a little bit of ferocity. I like it. Also, I really enjoyed the fire sigil on the hammer today. I think it's better than impact, because it can sometimes trigger and help you just enable your hammer skills, even though your hammer skills aren't doing crazy amount of damage. Also, stamina sigil on greatsword was insane today. This is crazy good. This just helps you just stay in melee and be able to like cleave and shit. And the damage dodge is actually hits kind of hard sometimes with might. Can kind of pop off. And also stacking vuln's good. What else are you gonna do, dude? Like, in melee range when you got the hammers up, dude, maybe like get some burst on the swap. Hydro sigil on greatsword on the other day was just not proccing unless you literally go in with leap and then stay in hammer and then swap mid hammer. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel good at all. Sometimes you want the greatsword leap, sometimes you just want to get the greatsword out straight away, after you've used the hammer skills, like you still have like energy or something. But yeah, all the infusions, we are now running power infusions, no precision infusions, so that's all changed. Relics the same, is Garen. So this is power-based Vindicator build for WoW as well. Hammer, Greatsword. Bloodlust stacks is OP in WoW as well. 4 sigils still. Scholar runes. We've got like Dragon, Assassins, and then Marauder. And you get crit capped 60%. But we lost like 50 power and like 10% crit damage for an extra 3k HP. I think this build's better than yesterday's build. So thanks to Epi for this one. Traits wise, I am running Brutality, but you could run Swift Termination. Trait lines are Devastation, Invocation, and Vindicator. This skill here, Scavenger Burst, is so good. When the fights are just ranged, even in this weird meta where you think it's like melee meta, boon ball meta, there's a lot of situations where you're just camping hammer in this. And this quickness, Fury, boom, and then just you're going to attack. Or you can even auto attack. And you're going to just remove stab. Remove stab every second. One stack every second. Combine this with renegades, like you're going to just remove all the fucking stab from the enemy. Okay, this is we've been playing this for a couple of days now, this build. Is it like the best DPS? No, it isn't. But it's less selfish than some of them. And it has a lot of utility via strips, via Dwarf Road, which is stability. We're playing Devastation, Invocation, and Vindicator. Some people have been using this, but you literally have 0 boon duration, and Fury should be covered from other classes in your party. So honestly, I don't know. You just run middle, man. There's nothing better than that. You're just running damage modifiers most of the time. If you don't have Renegade giving you might, and you don't get might from Chrono, and I don't know, man. You can run this, but if you have enough might, then you could probably run this one instead and get the stability on the swap onto Dwarf. It might be good. And then extra vigor on your Alliance Legend. You always take Rolling Mists. 20% crit chance increase on Fury. This is just too good. The extra 25 energy is just too good. You've got to run that. When your endurance is not full, 10% damage increase. And obviously your dodge will do damage increase as well. That lasts 10 seconds, that buff, by the way. That is pretty nice. The build is pretty much capped at 60% crit chance. I'm in Stone Mist Castle, so I have like the buff, right? Extra precision. But you just want to get to 60% crit chance and then max out your stats and get to a decent health pool that you feel comfortable. 18.7k is what I've got. It says 19.8, but again, I'm in Stone Mist, so it will look a little bit. Depending on how the meta goes, this could be the S tier pick for DPS. It depends on how the meta goes. Like, if people stop pushing, you want to get like some range.
Just nerf
right?
the shit out of boons already, NA.
Like, you want to get some ranged on them. Like, if you bring a ranged class, you probably bring like Ellie or something, right? Yeah, maybe even play like
nerf
fucking
boon application.
Maybe even play like, I don't know, Virtuoso and Mirage if no one's pushing, right? But if they do push, this is really good. If they don't push, this is really, well, this is okay. It's okay. Obviously, Hammer Rev was really, really strong back in the day. It was like the S tier fucking build to run. And, you know, it got nerfed over the months, years. They're trying to bring it back a little bit, or maybe they're bringing something back, but I don't think it's back. But it is a very fun build to play. You can reset the cooldown of your Coalescence of Ruin with Drop the Hammer. And there is a little bit of tech that you can do. Combo from yesterday has not changed. Like, I was pretty much doing the same as I was doing. It didn't change. So on DPS Vindi, you're literally just camping this and Hammer. And then you're going Dwarf, Legend, Stance with Greatsword. And that's literally your rotation pretty much. The rotation from Range Spike now would be Scavenger Burst. Actually, there's lots of ways you can do it, but I'm not 100% sure which is the best. But if you have a look at all the numbers, you kind of want all those numbers to be close together. So you're actually bursting, right? Because there's no point hitting somebody for like fucking whatever you're going to hit them for. 3k, and then you just give them time to heal up, right? So you want to punish them like from range faster. So if you press Scavenger Burst, yeah, you're going to get Quickness Fury. Then you Hammer 5. Then you hit 2. And then 2 again. Okay, so that's one way. Another way you could do is you just don't even care about knockdown. And you do Scavenger Burst 2, 3. Then you do Hammer 5. Then you do Scavenger Burst and Hammer 2 again. So that's another one. So you could do that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Now you can also, if you're against Aurora Glade, you can use the Spear Elite, and Aurora Glade players, they don't dodge, and that thing will actually land. So that's a fun fact for you. Right, so I'm going to stop trolling a little bit. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, you want to dodge before you do the stuff. Like, just dodge once. Lasts ages. This outgoing strike increases ages, so then you can do your stuff. Brutality on this one, you could play Swift Termination, but Brutality is really good. Remember, you're only getting quickness when you swap weapons. And if you swap weapons when you're in melee, you're going to have hammers up, and you're going to proc Brutality, and you're going to remove some stab. And you're only going to get quickness for 3 seconds, so you're going to remove like 3 stab. So it's not crazy good, but if you have a few people doing this, then it can really add up. And like I said, if the meta changes where people aren't pushing because they get stripped too much, like you saw how strong our group was today. We were 27 players taking on a 57-man group. Yeah, you can see how strong Rennie is, and you can see how strong the fear of pushing is. But yeah, it's a strong part of the World vs. World Zerg, is able to deal high damage at range. But in the current meta, not really. But it might be. It might be back, boys. And this can perform extremely well in melee range as well. Just like the old Herald. I'm not going to go through all of the skills, boys. But like, you can go and hover over them in-game and look at them. But you have a lot of high-hitting skills. A block. A leap. Some Eternity's Rec Room explosion thing. This is really good on single targets. It can really burst quite heavily on single targets. 10 energy. It might be better to waste the 10 energy on something else. You might find something better, but your job is to DPS mostly. So if you've got it on, if you've got the energy, then I guess just use it. The block is sometimes a bit scuffed, but you might want to use it as well. It got nerfed heavily. It used to do crazy damage, but yeah, number 2 is your main damage on Greatsword. Number 3 is also very good, but it is a leap, so you got to be careful with that. But it can be really, really good to reposition, either with a target or without a target. If you don't have a target, you'll just leap in the direction you're facing. Yeah, auto attack is not very strong. You're probably never going to use this, only unless you've got nothing else to do. But more than likely, you will swap back into the other alliance and get the 50 energy on swap, and then you can start popping off with whatever. Nomad's Advance hits like an absolute truck. This is your ranged skill, obviously. This is a stun break. It costs way too much energy to even use, but if you need to use it, man, you got to use it. But it's too much energy to use, so you really don't want to use that. Your party should be trying to help you out. Yeah, and then F2 is giving you energy. Depends on what you want. If you want to do more damage, then an extra 25 energy will enable you to use another scavenger burst, or maybe even a stun break. Maybe if you've used stun break and you decide during the fight, while you're still playing range, but you've used all your energy on that, fuck, now I can't do any damage from range. Well, maybe you want to press F2 and get some energy, and then you can pop off again. Or maybe you just keep it until you go in Dwarf, and maybe the fights are more melee orientated. So you're in melee range, and you want more energy in hammers, so you have more spinning hammers for more cleave, more strips. But you should get Giga Quickness from your party if your Chrono's not trolling, so you'll be removing stability while you've got quickness. So you want to be hitting all the time, and those hammers are really good. And that's a damage reduction source as well, which stack on top of other shit. Energy management, it's the same as usual, man. You want to just basically use all your energy before swapping, but if you need to swap because it's important that you swap, i.e. you need to get the damage going, you need to get the utility going. Like maybe you have like some energy left over here, and enemies pushing you. You could stay on range set and just be chilling and popping off. But if they're on top of your team, you might want to be positioned like on top of the commander, right? The group. And you probably want to be dwarf and roading. Road is really strong. You should always be using that. Like even if you're damaged, like you're not focusing like, oh yeah, okay, I could use this hammers for more and get more damage surely if I don't use road. Well, you've got to use this, guys. It helps you out a lot. But yeah, you always get 50 energy when you swap legends, so just remember that. Oh, auto attack's really strong, but watch out for projectile denial and reflect. But if you hit scavenger burst and auto attack, like it can do okay damage, man, honestly. Oh, heal skill, actually sometimes you hit pretty well with this, and if you need might, use it. Heal skill's not bad. It can hit for like 1200, 1300, and it's like bang 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 bang. So it can be kind of bursty. while you're healing, while you're getting might. Yeah, this build is fun. Go and enjoy it. Enjoy. But China meta is not gonna stay alive. It ain't gonna stay alive, boys. Trust me. It's over. Unless people start coming up with a new way to AFK and mitigate. But yeah, your party needs to be gaming for you to pop off, obviously. But if they're not gaming, you actually have a decent amount of survivability on this build. Thanks to roads. Thanks to dwarf. Thanks to dodging. Thanks to an evade. Thanks to double heals. Power Herald, boys, is dead. But Power Vindicator Hammer is alive.